Blacks are not unaware of the hardships they endure or what the government is doing to them.
In the dark years of apartheid South Africa, when fear was low and silence was survival, one young man dared to speak differently. His name was Steve Biko, a fearless thinker, a revolutionary voice, and the father of Black consciousness. This is the story of a man who did not carry a gun, but carried an idea powerful enough to shake a regime. Steve Biko was born in December 18, 1946, in Kings Williamstown in the East Cape of South Africa. He grew up under apartheid, a brutal system of racial segregation enforced by the white minority government. As a young student, Biko was expelled from school because of his political activism.
Which are to come can only come as a result of a program worked out by Black people. And for Black people to be able to work out a program, they need to defeat the one main element in politics which was working against them, and this was a psychological feeling of inferiority.
But explosion did not silence him, it sharpened him. He later studied medicine at the University of Natal, where his political consciousness grew stronger. In the late 1960s, Biko co-founded the South African Student Association. At the time, many Black South African movements were led or influenced by white liberals, but Biko believed something different.
Because in this country there is an overwhelming number of white students at university. And secondly, these organizations were concentrating mainly on problems which were affecting the white student community, which meant that NUSAS as an organization gave political opinions which were largely affected by the whiteness of that particular organization.
He argued that before Black South Africans could fight physical oppression, they needed to free their minds.
We have to teach our children Black history. Tell them about our Black heroes, our Black culture, so they don't face the white man believing they are inferior.
This philosophy became known as the Black Conscious Movement, a movement that taught the most potent weapon in the hand of oppressors is the mind of the oppressed. Biko encouraged Black people to reject feeling of inferiority and embrace pride, dignity, and self-reliance.
Blacks are not unaware of the hardships they endure or what the government is doing to them. We want them to stop accepting these hardships, to confront them. People must not just give in to the hardships of life. They must find a way, even in this environment, to develop hope. Hope for themselves. Now I think that is what Black consciousness is all about. Now, without any reference to the white man, to try and build up a sense of our own humanity, our legitimate place.
The apartheid regime saw Biko ideas as dangerous. He was banned in 1973, restricted from speaking publicly, traveling freely, or meeting with more than one person at a time. But even under banning orders, his influence grew. His ideas inspired the 1976 Soweto uprising, where thousands of students protested against apartheid education policies. The government could silence his voice publicly, but they could not silence the movement he ignited. On August 18, 1977, Steve Biko was arrested at the police roadblock. He was detained, interrogated, and brutally beaten by security officers. He suffered severe brain injuries. Despite his condition, he was transported naked in a bag of a police vehicle for over 1,000 kilometers to Pretoria. On September 12, 1977, Steve Biko died in custody. He was only 30 years old. The apartheid government initially claimed that he died from a hunger strike, but the truth later emerged. He died from brain damage caused by beatings. His death sparkled international outrage and increased global pressure against apartheid. His story inspired books, songs, and films, including the movie Cry Freedom, which introduced his story to the global audience. Steve Biko never lived to see the end of apartheid in 1994, but his philosophy helped shape the resistance that eventually dismantled it. Today, he is remembered not just as a martyr, but as a thinker. His message remained relevant: pride in identity, mental liberation, courage in the face of injustice. As Steve Biko once said, "It is better to die for an idea that will live than to live for an idea that will die." Steve Biko did not just whisper in fear. He did not kneel before injustice. He did not wait for permission to be free. He believed freedom begins in the mind, and even in death, his voice still speaks.